The third day, Chicago felt it. A Resurrection Day short story, written by brother Jesse Carnell Mayfield Jr., B.J. Mayfield. The city didn't know why it felt different. It was early. Too early for the trains to be loud, too early for the streets to argue. Chicago sat in that quiet space between night and morning, where shadows still stretched long, but light was starting to push back. On the west side, near Madison, a young man named Devin sat on the edge of his bed, wide awake. He hadn't slept. Again. His room was dim, lit only by the flicker of a streetlight outside his window. His hands trembled, not from cold, but from something deeper. Something spiritual. He whispered into the silence, "Why does it feel like something broke? But I'm still stuck." He didn't know that across realms, far beyond what his eyes could see, something had already broken. 3 days earlier, darkness had celebrated. When Jesus of Nazareth breathed his last, the unseen realm shook, but not in victory the way heaven would. No, the lower kingdom rejoiced. Principalities gathered. Territorial spirits leaned in. Ancient voices whispered through the abyss. It is finished. For him. Chains rattled like applause. Death stood tall, confident, ancient, undefeated. Every man bows, it said. Every prophet falls. Every king rots. And for a moment, it looked right. Day 2. Something felt off. Not in the earth. In the depths. The silence wasn't normal. The victory wasn't settling. Something was moving, but not upward. Downward. Then it happened. Not with noise first. With authority. A presence stepped into the darkness that didn't belong there. No permission. No invitation. Just dominion. Light didn't creep in, it commanded space. Every chain in that place reacted before anything else did. They recognized him. The one they couldn't hold. The one they thought they buried. Death stepped forward, defiant, but unsure now. You came here like the rest, it said, masking fear with pride. You died. Jesus didn't answer immediately. Because this wasn't a debate. It was a declaration. Keys appeared, not taken, not borrowed, reclaimed. Authority shifted. And in a moment that no human eye saw, hell realized. It had been infiltrated. Chains broke. Not symbolically, violently. Captives lifted their heads. Voices that had waited generations recognized him instantly. The promise. The Lamb. The King. And when he moved, he didn't move like a victim who escaped. He moved like a king who took back territory. Back in Chicago, present day. Devin gasped. His chest tightened suddenly like something invisible had snapped around him. He fell to his knees. I don't even know how to pray, he muttered. But something in the atmosphere had shifted. Not just in his room. In the city. On the south side, a woman flushed pills down the toilet, crying, shaking, not fully understanding why. On the Red Line platform, a man who had planned to end his life stepped back from the edge, confused by a sudden, overwhelming urge to live. In a quiet church basement, an elderly woman lifted her head mid-prayer and whispered, "He got up." The third day. The stone wasn't rolled away so Jesus could get out. It was rolled away so creation could witness. Death no longer had the final word. And when he rose, it wasn't quiet. Not in the spirit. A shockwave of authority rippled through realms. Every demonic hierarchy felt it. Every stronghold registered it. Even those assigned over cities. Including Chicago. In the unseen above the city. A territorial spirit, old, embedded, rooted in violence and deception, paused. Something had shifted in authority structures. Not removed, but challenged. A new access point had opened. Not for darkness. For power. Resurrection power. Back in Devin's room. He was still on the floor. Still shaking. But something was different now. Not outside. Inside. The weight that had followed him for years, the anxiety, the fear, the pull toward darkness. It cracked. Not fully gone. But no longer absolute. He whispered, barely audible. Jesus. Not perfect. Not rehearsed. But real. And that's when it happened. Not lightning. Not thunder. But presence. Because the same power that stepped into darkness. The same authority that took the keys. The same victory that shattered death. Had just answered a whisper in a small room on the west side. Devin lifted his head slowly, tears in his eyes. I don't understand all of this. He paused. But I know something changed. Final statement. No, Chicago didn't hear the stone roll. No, Chicago didn't see the grave open. No, Chicago didn't witness the descent. But on the third day, Chicago felt it.